Welcome back, world, to another edition of Insightful Principles. I'm very excited to get this conversation started with one of my great friends, Keith Marshall. He works in the pressure washing business, and he has been doing it for, I want to say, almost a year and a half now. Is it about that long, bro?
Oh yeah, about a year and a half, correct?
Yeah, year and a half. And this is actually a guy that I grew up with. And he's going to talk a little bit about his background and how we got a chance to connect. But definitely wanted to bring him on the show so we can all give you some great advice on being able to start a pressure washing business. This is actually one of the first type of conversations I've had as far as with someone talking about pressure washing. So I think this will be very valuable for you all that are wanting to look into getting to an industry, a $1 billion industry that is a industry that's only going to grow, and it has a lot of great demand for the services. So with that being said, welcome, Keith. I'm glad that you're here on the show today.
Hell yeah, man. Appreciate it, man. Thanks for having me, man. Long overdue, man.
Long, hey, it's definitely long overdue. But you're here now, and that's all that matters, man. So, to kick things off for the viewers and the listeners out there that may be hearing about you for the first time, if you could just give like a brief overview of just your background and where you come from.
Well, I was born in Detroit, Michigan. I actually moved to Houston, Texas about 6 years ago. Came out here for play football. That didn't work out for me. So after that, I pretty much had to try to find another journey. I never really had a plan B or a plan C, man. Football, I feel like, was always the place for me to go, but it didn't work that way. Like I said, I've been for 6 years, man. I love in Houston, man. There's like so many opportunities out here, like pressure washing, for example. Like I never thought about pressure washing ever. I didn't even know that was a thing that people do. And that's what I'm doing right now, man. It's just been paying off just perfect for me, man. Like, and I always tell people, man, Texas, regardless, is the place to be, man, especially for career-wise.
I totally agree. I think that Texas is just a growing population. You know, myself, I recently moved out to the Dallas area within last year, the end of last year, and I just see the growth. Like you said, it's a lot of opportunities for entrepreneurs and just people out there that want to find new opportunities, whether it's a career change or anything like that. I've always wanted to ask you this, kind of talk about the mental shift that it took from, you being one of the top high school athletes in the country. I actually got a chance to go to high school with you. So I really seen how great you were at playing the running back position. And, just walk me through how, that dream as far as wanting to go to the NFL, and it not working the way that you wanted it to be, but mentally having to change your perspective of wanting to create another dream for yourself that can allow you to be able to have financial independence and all of those other great things in life. Can you kind of talk about that a little bit?
Oh, yeah, for sure. Football, I mean, like everybody knows, man, it was always a dream of mine to play, but going to play in a higher level in the NFL, like the percentage is very low. Out of 10 guys, one gonna make it. Like I said, I tried for a couple years. I started getting older. I said, man, I'm 26, 27. Like, I can't keep living that, keep trying, man. I don't want to be 35, 40, still trying to play football, So at some point, I decided to like just physically just let it go. But it hurted for a while. It definitely hurted for a while because I see a lot of guys play on Sundays. I'm like, man, I can easily do that. Like, these guys are just not, I feel like never on my level. So, but it hurt for a while, man. It took a time for me to get over it throughout the years. And somehow I just started falling in love with pressure washing. How I really started with that really was more of I tried doing other jobs, like going out of my comfort zone. Like I was a mechanic, like a helper assistant mechanic, dealing with like big, heavy machines, something completely out of my comfort zone. I couldn't even tell what type of tool this was, what type of tool that was. Like I literally had zero experience. I did like correctional officer for juveniles out of my comfort zone. I just wanted to try it out. I even did construction, paid well, but out of my comfort zone. And I started to get frustrated because, like, man, I can't figure out what I want to do. All I want to do is play football. That's all I know. I grew up playing football since at the age of 6 or 7. So it was a struggle just going to work. And, we all know I'm just not good with authority. Listening to somebody, going to work under somebody else's rule. I have to do this and I have to do that for a job, 8 hours a day. It was stressful, man. I felt like I've caught a couple gray hairs, man, just by knowing, like, I have to get up in the morning, get up at 6 a.m. to go work for somebody else, to do somebody else's work. So I kind of got tired of it. Like I said, I watch you a lot, and I watch our good friend, AJ. He's also a barber, and he has his own clothing line called Baggage Claim as well. So I watch you guys pursue your own dream, doing something. Hey, I'm taking under myself to make this happen. It's all on me. And it's something I was like, I want to try that, but what? And crazy part is I got fired from my job, and I said, oh, snap, I got fired. Now, what am I going to do? How am I going to get income? I got to live. I got to pay rent. I got to pay bills. I have a girlfriend. And so things started just clicking. I was like, I got to figure all this out. And so she told me, just go to the park, leave your phone in the car, just take a pen and a notebook and go sit at the park and just come up with ideas. And I wrote down 3 to 4 ideas with clothing line stores, pressure washing, just other things to do as entrepreneur. So pretty much out of my comfort zone, I said, I'm going to give it another try. I'm going to go ahead, just take a risk and sit at the park, bro, for probably about 5 hours. No cell phone, no nothing, just pen and paper. And I was just sitting at the park, Herman Moore Park here in Houston. And I just started looking around. I started seeing people cleaning up. And I noticed how dirty the park was. And it's just kind of ring of a bell. And I realized one of my homeboys, his name is Bush. He with Got a Blast Pressure Washing in Dallas, Texas. And I just kept thinking about it. I said, let me give this a try. My friend Bush told me about how it is to do pressure washing, how to start it up. So I wanted to give that a try. And it worked off from there, man.
Yeah, I definitely love the journey, man. As far as where you started with pressure washing and where you're at now, I could definitely see just the amount of work you've put in, and it really is a testament towards being able to create, think of an idea and then turning it to fruition and just putting in the necessary action to make it happen. Because you can always think of different business ideas, but for you to actually put the steps into motion, that's what the purpose of why we all want to become entrepreneurs. It's not just talking about it, but actually doing the work that it takes to get it done day in and day out. So you talked about you actually coming up with the idea, it taking you at least 5 hours, and how you came up with other ideas that you were thinking about. But pressure washing was the one thing that really stuck out to you when looking at the park. Can you kind of talk about why you decided to go into pressure washing and actually, where the passion comes from actually wanting to do this type of work?
More of just more and more research. Just going on Google, researching on how to start a pressure washing company and how much it costs to start a pressure washing company versus how is to start a clothing line company and having your own store. And I feel like pretty much it was more of a cheaper route, I would say, to start a pressure wash company there is to do a clothing line company. Because I love clothes, I love to dress, but I just noticed a little bit more to that. And I say it was a little bit more of a cheaper route for the pressure washing business. Like I said, just do a lot of research on pretty much how to pay for a pressure washing machine. It don't cost that much. Especially if you want to do like more of a residential. I paid my first pressure washer. It was on 2 wheels. I had to pull it. I spent like $500 on a pressure washer. That was my start compared to starting off with a clothing line to where I had to pay, lots of money for all different types of shirts and pants or sizes. And if I want to put it in the store, I had to pay somebody to rent that space out. If I wanted my own store, I had to pay money in rent. So at that time, I wasn't there. So I feel like pressure washing was the cheaper route. And I looked at it as crazy. But I was like, you can make a lot of money just spraying water. And I tell people that all the time, like, man, you can make hundreds of thousands, millions of dollars just spraying water. I'm like, it's that easy and it's just that simple.
Yeah, speaking on that, I was reading how the pressure washing business is like a 1.95 billion dollar industry. So it's an industry that's in very, big demand. I see them all the time just driving around in the Dallas area. It's especially the warmer climate areas. Is very big for pressure washing. And I actually wanted to ask you, as far as you mentioning about just how you really compared it to like the clothing. The startup cost was going to be a lot more to do a clothing business than pressure washing. One thing that I was reading was that's why a lot of people like pressure washing, is because it doesn't cost a lot to get started. So can you kind of walk us through your journey on, I know you mentioned how it was $500 for the machine, but for someone that needs all of the necessary equipment to be successful in this business, what are the startup costs associated with running a pressure washing business?
All right, I'm gonna just take you down my experience with it. Did some research on pretty much start how to start an LLC. And I tell everybody, if you want to start a business, you have to have an LLC, because most of these, if you want to get into commercial companies like me, they a lot of them care about if you have an LLC, and that's really important. And to start an LLC is probably between $100 to $300 to start an LLC. So that was the first thing I've done, is find an LLC. Once I did that, you pretty much have to create a name for your business and make sure the name is not taken. So that probably took me maybe an hour or so to do. And then after that, the main thing you have to start getting to your equipment. If you have the money, if you have the funds to spend on a big machine that's going to cost you between $17,000 to $30,000, you can go ahead and just get the whole full setup with the trailer, the water tank, the heated water tank, and the soft wash system and things like that. But if you're starting off like how I was, didn't have the funds to just go all out and just have the whole full. Like I said, you can go on Amazon or you can go to Lowe's or Home Depot to get you a Honda pressure washer. That's the one you want to start off with. If you don't have the funds for that, it's a Honda pressure washing. I would start off with like a 4 to 5 gallons per minute. That's good to start off with, especially if you want to do with residential. I wouldn't recommend it for commercials because I had a 3.5 gallons per minute, and that's lower. And I was doing commercials starting off with that. That machine wasn't meant for it, but I made it work because I wanted it so bad. So I feel like that's the way you want to start. If you don't have the funds, just go to those places. $300 to $600 for a pressure washing machine. It comes with the guns with it. Like I said, you can also get your bleach from Home Depot, and also Lowe's, Amazon. Bleach probably a cost for a 12 pack, maybe $28 for a 12 pack for bleach. And I tell people also to get it's called Downy soft wash. Definitely want to get that. That helps everything sticks together when you spray the bleach on the building. But like I said, it's not that much really to start off the cost with. I feel like that's the cheapest route. You can go a little bit cheaper, but it probably won't get the job done. You have to go around the $300 to $600 range just to pretty much start off.
Yeah, so it sounds as if like between the LLC, actually getting the actual pressure washing machine, and then all of the other softeners that you would use to actually clean it. It sounds like somewhere around like under maybe $700 or maybe under $1,000, just to round all the way up. You can actually really get started and start to make some money for yourself with this type of business. So that is great to see. And I actually was just reading, man, they actually said that the pressure washing market is going to be at $3 billion by 2026. So I think that, you're in a great industry, man, to be able to really make some good money. And it's a big need for those services. So can you kind of talk about, walk me through like your business model as far as like how you actually make revenue for the business? It would be great to kind of hear like where you started. I know just me and you talking off camera, I know you kind of started with the single families, and then just kind of walk how you kind of had to change your business model because you noticed that the real money was more at the commercial. commercial buildings. So kind of walk me through the business model and how you actually make revenue with the business.
Okay. Well, I started off, like I said, just doing residential. That's the only thing I ever knew. I never thought about going to commercial. It was like, okay, let me do residential, you know. Came up with my, like I said, my business cards and put all my information on there, little flyers. I started to go around neighborhoods that had like a lot of trees. Because, you know, when you're around neighborhoods that have trees, you get a lot of the green algae and you get a lot of those things. And being in Texas, it's hot. So you're going to have houses that have mold and mildew around there. So I literally just every day I woke up in the morning, around 8 or 9 in the morning, I've taken out, going out to certain areas that needed pressure washing. Like I did today, I'm going to Kingwood, Texas. Tomorrow I'm going to go to Pearland, Texas. I always pick different areas in Houston every day, and I will go through neighborhoods. It will probably take me a good 5-6 hours just to do one whole neighborhood unit. I started putting cards, and at some point I kind of got tired of it because the walking. It was a lot of walking, and then I wasn't getting any callbacks. I put so many cards out. I put over maybe 2,000 cards in the beginning. Never got a call, so I got a little frustrated to where like, wow, okay, what am I gonna do? This is not working. I'm going house to house, especially going to houses that need it, and going to neighborhoods that I know that is willing to pay the money for the service. And so for months, I just kept getting frustrated until one day I was driving and I saw a building and I was like, okay, I'm gonna give this a try. Let me go ahead and go and work my magic. So I went in there's a law firm we have down here in Houston. Went in there, asked the guy, talked to him about my business, pitched him my business. He said, I'm actually the owner of this building and I paid 1.5 something million dollars for this building. And we went to the back, we started talking. Mind you, I'm still new. I'm at least 3-4 months into the game. I told him I'd come up with a quote and I would send it out to him. And knowing what I know now, I wish I can go back and change the quote again because I really shot myself in the foot, a lot of money. But then again, I was only like 3-4 months into the game. And when I gave him a quote on the price, he said, done deal. We can take this price. What's the next? We can move forward. So I think from that point on, I was like, wow, it's that easy to get a commercial than it is a residential. And I think from there on, my confidence just grew more and more. And like now I've done over 30 gas stations. I've done banks. I've done the museums. I've done parks. I've done so much with commercial, man. Just thanks to that one guy for giving me that opportunity. And that was actually my first one actually going to and speaking with, and he off of day one, and I realized from there on, I was like, okay, I can do this.
Yeah, I remember too when you was telling me when you first got that opportunity with the law firm as far as that client. Now I think that was your first commercial building that you did, wasn't it, with the business with the law firm?
That was actually the first one I've got, but I believe it was the second. It was the second commercial building I got. The first one was a beauty salon, and that's my little baby pressure washer. I did a beauty salon, and the guy loved my work, and he said I have another one in another area of Houston, and so that was my first one I've done. But the law firm was the first one that they approved on.
I see what you're saying. Yeah, man, that's really great to see that journey of how you were able to get those other opportunities. Now, kind of talk to me about like how much you actually can make per day or on a weekly basis with pressure washing. If you could kind of like do like a comparison of like what you were making with a residential, but then also the type of money you can make with commercial. Like, why is commercial so much, more better? I know the price points, the revenue's probably higher, but kind of just walk me through like a deal that you did and like how much it was and things like that.
All right. Well, for commercial, you can really be honest, man. You can make 1,000 a week off of just residential, off of commercial. I'm sorry, for commercial. And something that'll probably take you 2 to 3 hours. You can literally probably say make 1,000 or more. Literally, that's how high the limit is. You can make 1,000 or more. And like I said, on me, when I first started, I was making like 1,500 a week, and I'm only working maybe 5 to 6 hours a week. And so from there on, it just pretty much just wiped out residential. I didn't even want to go to it anymore because residential, you can, depending on the home, you can probably make $100 to maybe $300 a home. So like I said, when I saw the money come in from commercial, then on, I just never looked back at residential. Even to this day, I'm not even looking at residential because commercial, I feel at home. You know, I made my mark here. I learned how to speak to people. My approach to this pressure washer game, it just got better and better. I learned how to sell my business. And one thing I want to throw out there for people, you're going to get more no's than you will get yeses. Don't get hurt and destroyed if people keep telling you no, no, no. But it's always going to be somebody's going to give you a yes. It might be 5 no's to get that first yes. Like I said, if you just keep working hard on it, day in, day out, and just pray about it every day and keep going, it's going to keep working. Because a lot of people out here, they're going to give up. People give up after a week or two, a month. It's not going to work. I wasn't making, I say my first 10 months, I might have had $4,000 I made in 10 months. But, you know, it hurt. But I just kept going. I said, it's going to work. It's going to work itself out. And you just got to keep applying that pressure, keep applying that pressure.
Yeah, man, and actually talk to me about that because I think that that's one of the biggest struggles as an entrepreneur is you have those obstacles where, you know, some moments you feel like you want to give up, you know, you feel like things, you know, may not be going in your direction. You're hearing a lot of no's, and you're not getting that one yes. Talk to me how you kind of were getting close to that point where, you know, you was just frustrated, you know, you weren't at the very beginning. You're doing a lot better now, but just walk me through those obstacles that you had went through and how you actually were able to overcome those obstacles and continue to keep searching for business.
Well, for me, it was more of getting more comfortable with the business, actually know what I'm talking about. Because a lot of times I would like have a speech, and sometimes I forget the speech and I'll say some off the wall stuff. You know, I would say things like, did I just really just say that? I wasn't confident. And I just think the more I kept doing it, kept going on. And also my girlfriend is a real estate agent. So a lot of times I listen to her because their job is they negotiate. So I started to listen more of her negotiate. And I said, okay, let me go ahead and try this. So I tried negotiating with people. You know, a lot of people kept saying, no, I'm good. No, thank you. But I still kept applying that pressure. I need at least 3 no's for me to give up. So I kept saying, okay, well, I can provide you with this. I have this and I have that for my business. We can definitely take care of this 100%. I just kept pushing that pressure. And I've had a lot of people tell me no 2 times until I kept going. They said, okay, let me get your business card. All right. Can you meet me here? All right. What's your quote? Send me a quote. So you're going to get a lot of people that's going to say that as well. But never, if somebody say we have this, never say, okay, well, thank you. No, you got to keep going. You have to make them give you opportunity, give you a chance. And in the past, I've always said, okay, just when they say no. And then I've learned on the way, it's like, nah, keep pressing, keep it going. You have to keep it engaging. And from there on, it worked. You know, I've tried that one time at I believe it was a hotel. That's where I realized at that moment, I'm good at this. I got this in the bag. I have everything. Because he kept telling me no. He gave me like 3, 4 no's. And I just kept going at him. You know, filling his head up like, okay, this sounds a little bit good. I just think from there on, my confidence just grew and grew. But at the end of the day, it's more, you have to be comfortable with what you're selling. If you're not comfortable with what you're selling, it's not going to work. And they have to feel it, you know. And I always tell people, a lot of pressure washer guys ask me, man, how do you get these commercials? Like every day, all day, I get it. I tell them like, how I start off, I kind of made like a little script. I want to read it off. But I told them, scratch that. Just go in there and be yourself, man. I tell them, man, I talk to these people like I'm talking to my friends, but professionally. You know, I go in there just trying to build that relationship with somebody. Like I said, I just go in there, be comfortable, be myself, and not pretend like I'm reading something off of a screen. And I tell them that's the way to go because if they can feel that relationship, then you'll go a long way.
Yeah, that's so true, man. I think, you know, you want to be able to be comfortable and confident and make the person that you're talking to comfortable to want to have a conversation with you and be genuinely interested in them. Because a lot of times, if you're just always going to someone and you're not looking at ways to add value into their life or into their business, whatever it is, that conversation is not going to go anywhere. You want to make sure that, like you said, going in there with confidence, but also genuinely wanting to have a conversation and build that connection and build a business relationship. And I actually wanted to have a discussion like around marketing. I think that that's a very important point of emphasis when you're building the business, is how you can create more brand awareness, how you can be able to get more people hear about your brand. Kind of talk to me about some of the shifts, the changes you've had to make where you're marketing, from where you started into what you've done now.
With marketing, I started with something small, like more of the Nextdoor app. My cousin tried to talk me into Nextdoor app. That's how I started doing the networking. It didn't last long because I kept getting reported. They kept suspending me because I'm guessing I'm selling my company on there. So it worked out maybe about a month or two. I got suspended like 3 times, and when they suspend you, it's just too long. And okay, this wasn't working out. I think I've got maybe 2 homes off of that app. I recommend not to do that, not to go in there, because people will report you on there. It wouldn't work out. But then after that, I started doing more Instagram, Facebook marketing. For Facebook, it's like an ad. You have to pay for the Facebook marketing. I recommend just keep doing that. It will cost money. It will suck in the beginning because you paying, but it just keep the rotation going, and eventually it'll come through. You'll start getting more views. Because where we live out here in Texas, everybody here needs pressure washing. Everybody here is looking for pressure washing. Like I said, it's a big deal down here in Texas. So like I said, Facebook is a good one. Instagram is a pretty good one. But I recommend more Facebook than Instagram, because a lot of our pressure washing audience is more, I say, Google or Facebook. But I just wanted to have all the platforms, because you just never know who's watching and who's on each platform. Like I said, hashtag pressure washing companies, hashtags, anything that do with pressure washing, just hashtag, or just tag people. And a lot of people will see that. And then that's will bring in your followers. And then people start asking you about your company. That's how I started off doing that. And now for me, since I've been in this pressure washing game for a while, and I feel that I'm doing very well. Now for me, it's more of the word of the mouth now. I think that's where more of my marketing is coming, is the word of mouth. I have a couple of people. I actually have a lady I'm doing pressure washing on Wednesday. It's actually my first one downtown. I'm doing this Wednesday, and the lady told me like I said, we build a relationship. So the lady actually likes me, and she said we're going to put in this newspaper that we have, and then we send out, and we'll like to put your business in there. Tell everybody he's a good pressure washing guy. He has good prices. So pretty much I let these commercial people be my marketing, selling this for me. Like, they're pretty much doing more of the work. Because I've had a lot of people call me and say, hey, I spoke to another gentleman at this law firm. He told me that you're pretty good. I wonder if you could do my strip mall. So I've had a lot of people word of the mouth. And so I said that's a big one as well.
Yeah, word of mouth. You're right. It definitely is important, especially when you can find a way to get some testimonials and referrals from people that you've had success with, and them actually referring you to someone else that they know in their business, or even just having a great testimonial on the work you've done, like a business review. So all of those are great marketing tactics. Kind of talk me through. I know you recently made a change with like your brochures, like actually what you pass out as like a proposal that actually shows what you can offer to the business, what you specialize in, what areas, the demographics you focus in. Talk about how important that is, because I think that that's part of marketing too, about how you present yourself, especially if someone is hearing about you for the first time. First impressions are usually what matters the most. So kind of walk me through the whole proposal process and how you actually have elevated that to a higher level so you can be able to bring in business as well.
For the proposals, I actually just like I said came up that idea. I would say maybe a month ago. Proposal. It's just something to think okay, how to get ahead of the competition. You know how I can put myself in front of everybody else. I have to find another way because a lot of times I just go in there and just type. Say hey, my name is Keith Marshall. We got your back pressure washer, and just present what I can provide to you. And I started say doing more research and Google research and just asking other people as well that's in the pressure washing game on how I can separate myself from others. And I was thinking about it, and then somebody else brought an idea to me of a brochure and how you can also set that up to really eliminate. It's really people that say to eliminate the competition. And so got an idea of a brochure. Someone showed me how to do it and what to write, how to put the pictures on there. And say a presentation is everything. And I feel like when I start seeing a real brochure compared to somebody like myself with just regular typing, like I said, I put myself in the shoes of I'm an owner and I get a guy send me a brochure, professional, and I get a guy just typing. Most likely I'm going to go with the guy with the brochure because why? Like I said, looks and presentation is everything. You look legit. Everything is well written, the presentation, the pictures, everything's well put together. And a lot of times that comes a long way. I tell a lot of people, I say, man, it's people out here that have brochures and have things look good, but they're not that good. Like I have people that complain, so this guy here, he did this pressure wash for me, his brochure, I took him on it, everything looks good, but it was bad service. So a lot of times you can get in the door just by a presentation. But with me, it's completely the opposite. I'm going to give you a great presentation. I'm going to give you great 100% quality, good service. Like I said, it's perfect for me, man. I love doing brochures. Like I said, if anybody need help with brochures, you can definitely come to me and we can talk about brochures and I can help you get to where you want to go, whether it's pressure washing or any other industry that you're trying to get into. But I recommend brochures.
Yeah, those are really great to have, and it makes you more unique. Like you said, with separating yourself from the competition. I know when you show me yours, I'm like, this is definitely high level on just explaining like the service that you provide, as well as having those before and after pictures where people can actually see some of the great work that you have done. So, yeah, definitely the brochures. I can see how it adds really great value with it allows a company to see the value you can bring to their business. As we're kind of coming to a close here, I really wanted to just get your ideas as far as what you have planned for 2022 for we got your back pressure washing. Is there any big things that you're working on? Maybe some different aspects in commercial buildings that you want to branch out into. Kind of just walk me through your vision that you kind of have for this year.
Well, I know I said I wasn't going to get back into doing residential, but I have contacted some people and they have contacted me back. It's called HOAs, and that's pretty much doing the whole complex of a residential. Like I said, I would do that. I've got into contact with that, so that's in works for this year. Right now I'm in the processing of getting all the 32 of Mr. Car Washes we have down here in Houston. So that's my next project that I'm doing that. They want one person to do all 32. So they're giving me the opportunity to do that. And so I'm blessed to have that. Like I said, I'm also have a contract with Timewise gas stations. I've been doing that since last year and that's still going strong right now. So I constantly do those every week. But at the end of the day, man, it's just more of just not getting comfortable. Always make changes. Always keep finding a way to do more and more and more and getting better. Like I always tell everybody, just never get comfortable, man. Because there's always more room for improvement in yourself and also in your business. And I tell people, if you constantly stay the same, your business will never grow. You will literally stay the level you are. So like I said, I'm a believer in growing and doing new things and finding ways to elevate myself, and elevate the business and the people that's around me that's in the same field as me. Like I said, 2020, I believe is going to be a great one. I've set a big goal for myself every year on how much I want to make. because I have other plans. You know, I want to invest into other things and other businesses. Like I told you before, man, my next goal is to have a Airbnb, and with pressure washing, I believe it will get me there. Like I said, it's more to come, man. I know it's more coming. I can't say what else is coming, but I know there's more coming in this works. But for right now, those three are in works right now, and they're going well.
Yeah, man, you definitely have been doing some great positive things, man, in the community. I definitely commend you with all the work you're doing, and definitely with the Airbnb. I feel like as you start to build a successful business, you want to look at ways of how you can also take that money and invest it into other assets and kind of continue to keep that ball rolling where you have multiple streams of income and don't have to really feel forced to do a particular job. If you want to work, you can, but you have other things in other areas working for you. So that's the way I look at business. I guess one of the final words is, can you kind of just give like someone out there that may be looking to want to get into pressure washing, but they are, don't know how to get started, or they may feel like they can't, really be successful at it because they may feel like it's hard. Just what you talking about all that you've been through with it, I think it'd be very great for you to kind of give just some like words of encouragement of how people can get started and how easy it is, and just why it's a great industry to be in.
Oh yeah, like I said, I always use myself for example because like I said, I came a long, long way. Like I said, if you want to get into pressure washing, I recommend it. I feel like if you want to be, like I said, entrepreneur, you want to do anything, I recommend pressure washing. If you're willing to be out here in the heat or in the cold, I mean, this would be the field for you. But my thing is, you have to be patient. It's not going to come right away. I'm just going to be 100%. It took me maybe, I'm going to say 8 to 10 months for my business to start going smooth sail. It took that while. 10 months is a long time. My thing is, you have to be patient, but you have to keep putting that work. If you're sitting at home all day, just sitting there waiting for somebody to call you, it's not going to happen. Because people, that's what I used to do. People used to tell me, all right, we'll give you a call back. Cool. I sit home waiting, nothing. And I'm just letting the days go by. I'm letting somebody else take my job while they're out working. I'm sitting at home. I tell people this, do not sit at home. You have to get out every day, Monday through Friday. Get out at 8 a.m. and go present your business. Know what you're talking about. Be confident. And you have to present it every day, all day. It's going to take time. You have to be patient. Like for me, I wasn't being patient, but I stuck through it every day, all day, because I knew at some point something was going to happen. And like I said, I used to be a lazy guy. I admit, I used to be lazy. Didn't want to work hard. I wanted things just to come to me. But you have to go get it. If you don't go get it, it's going to sit there. Nothing's going to sit there and wait for you. You have to go push those buttons each and every day. And I could finally say it was worth it. Not waiting. Actually going out every day and just keep pursuing it. You just have to every day. Like I said, so if you want to be a millionaire, those millionaires didn't sit around just waiting. They got after it every day, all day. Like I said, just time. But it'll work out, man, if you believe and just keep going.
Yeah, man, that's a message, bro. It's just the constant pursuit of wanting to get better, and no matter what the circumstances is, you sticking to the script, you giving it 110%, no matter what the situation is, because as long as you have patience and determination, that can't stop anything. So, that's the way I approach life. That's the way you approach life. And, that's why I feel like you're definitely, one of my great friends in my circle, man. We definitely push each other. We hold each other accountable, and just to see the journey of where we came from, all the way from Detroit, Michigan, to being in, Houston and Dallas. It's a blessing, man. So,
Also,
yeah, go ahead.
also, like I said, you're going to have people, I tell people this too, and I've ran to maybe 2 or 3 of these. You're going to have moments where you really just going to want to quit and not do it again. Because I'm always the type of person, I meant to say this, but it's important. I was always afraid to fail. I think that's why it took me a while to get where I'm at now, because I was scared to fail. I didn't want to fail. I didn't want to try anything because I was going to fail. And I always put that negative impact on myself. Like, oh, I'm not going to do this. I'm going to fail. And I always kept putting bad energy on myself saying I'm going to fail. So I tell people this all the time, man, don't be afraid to try anything. Because I've been doing it a lot in my life, from school to other jobs. I was like, I'm afraid to fail. I didn't want to do this because I'm already telling myself I'm going to fail. And so I took them on myself, said, I'm going to go through this and I'm going to find a way to get it. Because you're going to have breakdown moments. You're going to have moments where you're going to want to quit. And I've had moments where I was going to quit. Like, this is not going to work. But I had other things. I had people pushing me. And that's another thing. You need to have people in your corner that's going to help you out. Because there's people out here, like you can have friends, family, they going to love you, but they're not, you know what I'm saying? Some people, they're going to push you, but you definitely have to have good people in your corner, man. I feel like I always had good people around me. I had you, I had AJ, I had Maria. I had a lot of positive people around me that kept pushing me every day. Like, don't quit, even times I wanted to quit. So like I said, having good people around you comes a long way for sure. But like I said, just don't be afraid. That's my biggest thing. Do not be afraid to fail, because you're going to fail and you're going to get back up and you're going to fail and you're going to get back up. So when you fail, you're going to know what that feels like. And you say, wow, I don't want to do that again. I've already failed once or twice. So I know what that feels like. So that's why for me, I was like, I'm not going to fail again, because I know what that feeling felt like. And I've had it too many times, and I had it a couple times with pressure washing, to where I wasn't getting any clients. And that's like, oh, I'm failing. I had made some good money. Now I'm failing. So now I make sure I would never get to that point again. So it's good to fail, and that's to teach you a lesson in the future. Okay, I'm not going to do that again. So I know what to do now so I won't fail.
Yeah, man, you're right. You know, you can't be afraid to make mistakes and like you said, fail, and you're gonna get back up. And it's not about going through, you know, that process of failing or not succeeding at something, but it's about how you react to it. You know, how do you react to adversity? How do you react to challenges in life and in business? And you have to be prepared for those moments, and you can't allow those moments to bring you down. You have to keep a level head, and also just stay focused and stay determined towards your purpose. So how can everyone, the viewers and listeners, connect with you on social media? And then also, if you can, you know, go over the areas that you actually do pressure washing in the Houston, Texas area, or if there's any other areas. So if people are out there needing your services, they can, you know what areas you specialize in.
Okay. Well, if you want to find me on Facebook and Instagram, it's We Got Your Back Pressure Washing. That's WEGOTCHA Back BACK Pressure Washing. Phone number is 313-286-1520. And I do pressure washing pretty much all over the Houston area. So you can find me anywhere in the Houston area. I'm willing to come. I do everything from the roofs, house wash, your sidewalks, driveways, anything with pressure washing that needs to be cleaned in their house properties or anything. Trucks, cars, I do it all. Anything with washing like that, I do everything. Don't be afraid to call. I'll make sure I get everything, give you 100% good quality pressure washing.
And I'm going to put all of his information, everyone, in the show notes. He also has a social media page on Instagram, so I'll put that in the show notes as well. And yeah, Keith, I really appreciate you coming on the show. This was a great conversation, man.
Yeah.
I definitely enjoyed your time, bro.
Appreciate it, man. Thank you for having me, brother.
Oh, of course, bro. Well, thank you, everyone, for tuning in to another episode of Insightful Principles, and take care.